Now come to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good evening, City Council, Mayor Burcroft, Treasurer Page, Deputy Clerk and audience. This is the City of Romulus City Council regular meeting for Monday, January 8th, 2018. And at this time, we will have roll call. Councilwoman Abdo? Here. Councilman Barton?
Here.
Councilwoman Roscoe?
Here.
Councilwoman Talley?
Here.
Councilman Wadsworth?
Here.
Councilwoman Webb?
Here.
And Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, we have a quorum this evening.
All right, thank you.
Tonight's council meeting agenda is as follows. Number 1, agenda. Number 2, minutes. Number 3, petitioner. Number 4, chairperson's report. 5 is the mayor's report. 6A, clerk's report. 6B, treasurer's report. 6C, boards and commissions report. 7 is public comment. 8, unfinished business. 9, new business. 10, communication. Number 11 is warrant 18-01, and number 12 is adjournment. And a motion be in order to accept the regular council meeting agenda as presented.
So moved. Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Talley, supported by Ms. Abdo, for approval of the agenda as presented. Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Agenda accepted.
2A for approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting held on January 3rd, 2018.
So move for January 3rd, 2018.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Webb, for approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting, which was held January the 3rd, 2018. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
2B, approval of the minutes from the closed session meeting held on Wednesday, January 3rd, 2018 at 6:15 p.m. The discussion were 2 attorney opinions, and at 7 o'clock, there was a public hearing, the CDBG program fiscal year 2018 and 19.
So moved for approval of the minutes from the special meetings held January 3rd, 2018.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Talley, for approval of the minutes from the closed session meeting held Wednesday, January 3rd, 2018 at 6:15. 2 attorney opinions, 7 p.m. public hearing, CDBG program fiscal year 2018-19. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Number 3 is petitioner. Mr. Chair and Council, we have 2 petitioners. One petitioner will address agenda items 3A and 3B, and the second petitioner, of course, 3C. So our first petitioner this evening is Patrick Howell, and he can come to the microphone, and as he comes, 3A is rezoning. At a meeting held December 18th, 2017, the Planning Commission considered a conditional rezoning request and conditional rezoning agreement to rezone .93 acres of property from C2 General Business District to a C3 Highway Service District to redevelop the former Denny's restaurant property for a gas station, and they are recommending approval from council.
Good evening, Clerk, and good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of council. My name is Patrick Howell, the attorney for the applicant. We have our whole development team here, should you have any questions. We have Sujek, our engineer, Dan Westendorf, our architect, Julie Cole, our traffic engineer, and Jeremy Forsythe, representing the general contractor. We are here asking for rezoning to rezone this property from C2 to C3 on a conditional basis, adding only a fuel station to the permitted uses given the C3 designation. The staff report is excellent, and goes over much of what we're asking for tonight, along with the minutes from the Planning Commission meeting, which was extensive. So I don't want to rehash that, but I do want to make ourselves available to answer any questions about this development. We have a number of slides we could go through if you'd like to see more pictures, and our architect can take you through that. I want to keep this as efficient as possible, given that I especially reviewed the packet and the information. I'm going to speak on both matters, first the rezoning and then the special land use. They're somewhat applicable in terms of the standards that we must meet in order to obtain your approval. C3 designation is a more intense use than C2, and this would be consistent with your future land use plan. This past February, you passed a future land use plan that called for this property, this area, to be zoned regional business development, which adds a number of services to complement the entire region and serve the entire region. And we feel that the redevelopment of this station is consistent with what the future land use plan calls for. As you can see here and from the packet, we're proposing to redevelop the former Denny's restaurant, which has sat vacant for many, many years. We added new fuel pumps, completely reface the building, and we would add a nice convenience store, possibly a fast food takeout restaurant inside the station. With respect to the conditional rezoning, your ordinance in section 23.04A sets forth a number of standards that we must meet. I'd like to go through those quickly for our discussion here this evening. First of all, is it consistent with the future land use map? As I indicated before, the C3 designation is more intense than the current use, and it is consistent with the future land use plan and the future land use map. The second standard is a development under current zoning impractical. We'd argue that it is. This building has sat vacant for many, many years. It's become quite a nuisance, quite an eyesore, and Mr. Hampton's committed to investing millions of dollars to redevelopment. We actually have a loan committal and also a branding committal and ready to move forward right away if approved. Standard 3, the capability of the site to accommodate use for a fueling station. We believe that our plan, which has been approved by all departments, both in-house departments and outside departments, is consistent with this use, and it is a nice site to accommodate the service station and also the convenience store. Second, compatibility with surrounding land uses. We believe this is a perfect location for a service, a fuel station, and convenience store, given the traffic, the nearby airport, the employment, and we think it'd be a nice addition to the area. The next factor, capacity of the city infrastructure and services sufficient to accommodate the use. Again, all internal and external departments have signed off on this, and they believe that this use could be supported by the current infrastructure. The next factor, the extent to which traffic impacts can be accommodated. A traffic engineer can speak to this. However, the traffic study we've submitted indicates that traffic should not be and will not be an issue if this use is approved. The next, the apparent public need for this use. Our market studies show that there is a need for a new service station on this corridor, and there is traffic demands and customer demands that would make this a viable location. Next factor, compatibility with basic intent and purpose of the zoning ordinance. Zoning ordinance is part of it is to find the highest and best use of properties and redevelop properties and to return vitality to a business corridor such as this. And we believe that redeveloping this dilapidated building into a new service station would further the intent of the zoning ordinance. Factor 9, other factors determined by the Planning Commission. We had a 9-0 vote on both the rezoning, the special land use, and the site plan approval. We have all departmental approvals, both internal and external, promoting or urging us to move forward with this. I think that's important for the council to consider this evening. This isn't just a rezoning, it's a conditional rezoning. Your ordinance section 23.06C2 outlines additional standards that we must meet in order for conditional rezoning to be approved. Again, first factor is consistent with the intent of the zoning ordinance. As I described it, it is consistent with the future land use plan and also the purpose of redeveloping businesses and buildings. Second factor, bears a reasonable and rational connection or benefit to the property being proposed. The conditional nature of this just adds service stations. There's nothing else we can do within the C3 designation, so it does bear a rational relation to what we're looking to do. Next factor is necessary to ensure the property develops in such a way that protects the surrounding neighborhood. We believe that our plan is respectful of all neighbors. We have reached out to the hotel, but not heard back from them. Reached out to them on a number of occasions via email and phone. Their lack of response, in my opinion, believes that they're not objecting to this in any way. It's also important to note we haven't received objections from any nearby property owners. Letters have been sent. There was one person that spoke at the planning commission meeting, but I don't see them here this evening. Next factor is necessary to allow, the rezoning is necessary to allow the rezoning to be approved. The property could not or would not be rezoned without the proposed additional rezoning. We just can't have a fuel station in a C2 designation, just is not allowed. So that's why we're here this evening. The next factor, rezoning leads to development that's more compatible to abutting or surrounding land uses. There's a number of parcels along the strip that are C3, have also been rezoned to C3 recently. And again, your future land use map calls for more intensified uses in this area. The last factor is consistent with recommendations of the master plan. We've already gone over that, it's consistent. So those are the factors. I wanted to make sure I outlined those for you this evening, and those are our arguments as to why the zoning is appropriate. I won't go through the special land use factors. Pause now. Open it up for any questions that you may have. We have our whole team here. Anybody can come up and address any issues you have.
Yes,
If
Mr.
I
Wadsworth.
could, if I could through the chair, is Denny's restaurant being revitalized to be turned into the store, or is it being flattened?
No, Denny's been vacant for many, many years.
no,
The
I
building,
understand
I'm sorry.
that.
The building is staying.
I've seen it for many, many years.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I misinterpreted.
But that building is being
The
used.
building will be utilized for the
Convenience store.
That's correct.
And there'll be public restrooms for the public in it too, correct? Okay, fine, thank you.
John?
Yes, Mr. Abdo.
You mentioned earlier possible fast food store also, and then when it was first presented to us, I thought it said there would be a fast food with it. Can you tell us?
Won't be a drive-through, won't be any type of drive-through, so we just haven't identified a tenant. So it'd be like a Subway or a sandwich shop, something of that nature.
All right, just wondered.
Ms. Webb?
Through the chair, if I may. I'll piggyback on what Councilwoman Abdo was asking. I'm glad to see that there may be more of a variety as far as the airport visitors or workers or anyone in that area to eat different foods. I hope it's healthy. But I did have a question during our study session in regards to the traffic there. I'm glad it's there. I'm glad for competition. But going south on Middle Belt Road and to get into the turn lane, I went down through there the other day just to check it. It's a little bit short, but that's workable. But I guess my main concern is the tankers or the trucks that fill your tanks. Yeah, that's going to go into that turn lane and make that left. There is heavy traffic on Middle Belt, and I didn't know, but then as I was reading, apparently you have another entranceway in behind the hotel, or did I misread that?
Traffic engineer come up and speak to that, Julie?
Evening. My name is Julie Kroll. I work with Fleece and Vandenbrink. I'm the traffic engineer on this project. Your question about the truck, there's 2 driveways proposed. So the truck will come in on the airport drive, and then, maybe Tian? He ran the truck turning movements, but we did run it. As far as the traffic and the operations, there's not going to be that many fuel tankers every day. It's just going to be as needed. So when they come, there'll be plenty of gaps for the traffic to make a left turn, to get in there, to make the loop, and to get into the site. Did we run a site circulation? Do we have that on the slides? And that maybe will help answer the question a little bit more. So we ran the truck templates through there.
Now, I'm glad you're here. I mean, really, with the car rentals, that it would keep less traffic turning left, and then it's alleviated turning right to get gas
There
for
we
their
go.
vehicles.
This probably answers your question. So the tankers, they have to come in. The tanker truck only can dispense fuel on the passenger side. So the truck will have to come in on Airport Road, which is on the left there. They'll come in, swing around the canopy, dispense from the passenger side of the vehicle, and then exit onto, yeah.
Airport Drive, okay. Okay.
This will occur probably 3 times a week.
Oh.
Off-peak hours, 3 times a week.
Well, it didn't matter how often it occurs. I was just trying to figure out how they're going to get in there, and out easy. That's all. Thank you.
Any other questions from council? No more questions? Ms.
So then,
Ms.
Mr.
Braggs?
Chair, this item, this is a rezoning 2017-005 Hampton Gas Station. Conditional rezoning, this is for introduction and first reading, so this requires action from council.
If there's no other questions, I'll make that motion
Support it.
for RJ-2017-005 Hamden Gas Station conditional rezoning, and this is the introduction and first reading.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, for RZ 2017-005 Handam Gas Station conditional rezoning, which was introduced and first reading. Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Item 3B, council, SLU 2017-002 Hampton Gas Station. This is a special land use request, and if council doesn't have any questions for the petitioner, then this is required action for you to take action to approve the special land use request.
There's no
To the
question.
chair. I'd like to make that motion for the special land use request to be.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Webb, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for special land use requests. Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Second petitioner, and this is for agenda item 3C. This is also a special land use request, SLU 2016-002. At a meeting held July 17, 2017, the Planning Commission considered a special land use request for a gas station at 10885, and that's the former Clark Station, and recommended approval of council. And if Mr. Hassan Khalaf, correct, he can come forward.
My name is Ghassan Khalaf. I'm the design engineer for the redevelopment of the Clark gas station. I reside on 1636 North Gully, Dearborn, Michigan, 48128. It's an existing gas station, and we have an existing pump. There will be a new C-store. Then the C-store will consist of a C-store and a sandwich shop. We met all the requirements by the planning department and the engineering department, and we met here before, so I'm open for any questions.
Any questions?
Mr.
Mr.
Barnes,
Wadsworth?
if I could, if this gets approved tonight, how soon would you begin construction, I guess?
That would be.
He didn't tell you, hey?
Yeah, my name is Abrar Ahmad. I live in 14325 West Lake Taylor, Michigan. I own that property. Soon as I get the permit, I'm ready to go.
Okay, fine.
I've been ready to go.
Thank you. Very good.
All right. Any other questions from council? No other question from council? Need a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'll,
Rep, second.
Yes, sir.
On the last petitioner said there was no one here in opposition, but I think you should ask that question for this particular item to make sure there's no one that wants to speak.
You want to speak? Opposition?
okay, if nobody wants to speak on it, then I'll move that we approve SLU -2016 through the Paradise Gas Station special land use request.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Williams. This is for the special land use request. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Tally?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Number 4 is the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Today, we had 3 study sessions tonight. The first one was at 5 p.m. It was a special meeting, open study session, and it was for the 2017 Officers' Compensation Report. At 5:30, we had a special meeting, open study session. It's for the June 30, 2017 Annual Financial Report. And at 6:30, we had another special meeting, open study session, presentation by DVDAC, whatever. Hard to pronounce.
DivDat.
KGAC, right, yeah, network. With that, I don't have anything tonight. That concludes the chairperson's report.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to accept your report.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Tally, to accept the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Tally,
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Excuse me, Mr. Chair. Are all the early meetings being? No? Okay. Support.
Okay.
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Thank you.
Number 5 is the mayor's report.
City Council, for the first time, I have really no action items for my report tonight. We put a lot through last month or so. Just a quick reminder and invite, we do have State of the City Thursday, the 11th, 4 p.m. at the RAC. All are welcome. We have a lot going on in the city. You'll hear more about it then. There's a small donation at the door that goes towards the programming of summer events coming up. So with that, that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
6A1 is the clerk's report, and item 6A1 for second reading and final adoption is Budget Amendment 17/18-18. This budget amendment was introduced at the January 3rd, 2018 council meeting.
So moved for second reading, final adoption of Budget Amendment 17/18-18, which was introduced at the council meeting of January 3rd, 2018.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Webb, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, for second reading, final adoption of a budget amendment 17/18-18. Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Ms. Tally,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Before I close out my report, Mr. Chair, I have a special announcement. And on January the 13th, years ago, there was this distinguished gentleman that came to being, came to light, and made their family very happy. So we'd like to wish Councilman John Barton a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mr.
Happy
Barton.
birthday, John.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Couldn't have come up with something too fast. Also, I just want to announce to everyone, and remind everyone that January 15th will be the day that we celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King's community celebration. It'll kick off at 8 o'clock with the march from the middle school to the high school. And if it's too cold and you don't feel like walking with us, then you can stop by the high school for a pancake breakfast at 8 o'clock in the high school auditorium. And this pancake breakfast is sponsored by our Rotary Club. And then at 9:30, we have a program in the auditorium. And so we hope that everybody will come out and support our Martin Luther King Day community celebration. And with that, that concludes the clerk's report. Number 6B is the treasurer's report.
Good evening, council, mayor, clerk, deputy clerk, and audience. As Mayor Pro Tem John Barden said, we had DivDat out tonight. They did a presentation that was by Bob Walters and Bruce Babyars. And if you got a chance to view that, or you've seen it on the news, I just encourage you to call council or myself, let me know what your thoughts are. There is a cost to the city, and we want to do what's best for the residents. So let me know what your thoughts are, if that's something you're interested in, and I'd be happy to have that conversation with you, and I'm sure council would as well. So thank you, and that's it for my report.
Thank you, Madam Treasurer.
6C, Boards and Commissions Report.
John?
Yes, Ms. Abdo?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion, please. I'd like to make a motion that we reject the Romulus Officers Compensation Committee report to give raises to our elected officials and just keep the salaries as is.
Support.
Okay, it's been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Williams, for reject compensation commission. Discussion. Any discussion?
One point, it would take 5 votes in
Right.
favor of this motion.
Right. No discussion?
Yes, I'll discuss. The reason, we had a meeting earlier, and the reason that I am rejecting this, I think the timing is bad. First of all, we just elected our officials 2 months ago, and I just don't think it's the time to be giving a raise at this point. I don't know if anyone in the we had discussion earlier, but that's my reasoning.
Any other? Ms. Williams?
And as I said in the meeting, in 2015, we gave, or the council gave a raise of $5,000 to the elected officials. And I think what should happen is they should wait until 2019, when they meet again, before they consider raises.
Okay, any other discussion?
Yeah, can I add, please?
Yes, Ms. Talley?
Also, what was brought out at the meeting as well, or earlier meeting, was that when the raise was given out in 2015 to the electeds, they hadn't had a raise in 10 years. So they compensated them at this time. The compensation board meets every 2 years. This is the time for them to bring this up for review again. And just wanted to put that out there as well, that I'm in favor of increasing our electeds' pay.
Thank you, Ms. Talley. Any other comments? No other comments? Roll call vote. All right. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
To reject.
Yes, to
motion is to
accept the
reject.
motion, or?
Say yes.
Yes.
To turn it down.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
No.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
No.
Ms. Talley?
No?
Chair votes no. Motion fails.
Not a problem.
Number 7 is public comment. Individuals that would like to address City Council under the public comment portion of this agenda must raise their hand and, when recognized by the chair, approach the podium and state their name and address. Remarks shall be limited to 3 minutes, subject to being extended an additional 3 minutes by consent of the chair. There shall be no personal attacks. Remarks shall not contain any profanity, racial, ethnic, religious, sexual, or national origin slurs or overtones. Anyone making such remarks shall lose his or her right to address the City Council. A response, if appropriate, will be provided under Agenda Item Number 8, Unfinished Business, if that information is available at this time. Items that may require further investigation will receive a response at a later date. We do not have any written requests this evening.
Any comments from the audience? No comments from the audience? Madam Clerk, we'll close that part out.
Number 8 is unfinished business. Number 9 is new business. Number 10 is communication. Number 11 for approval is warrant 18-01.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we pay warrant -18-01 for the following amounts. General Fund, $39,083.10. Major Street Fund, $72,070.12. Local Street Fund, $5,292.58. Garbage and Rubbish Collection, $360. 9/11 Service Fund, $1,632.21. NARC forfeiture for the state, $31.99. Library Fund, $7,726.83. DDA, $806.21. Tifa District 2, $2,110. Court Building Construction Fund, $128,955.25. Vining Road Extension, E-Course Construction, $150,030.73. Tifa Vining Road Construction, $152,053.04. Water and Service Fund, $58,335.29. Motor Vehicle, $6,849.66. Technology Services, $2,313.90. Retiree Insurance Benefits, $1,200.02. Revolving Fund, $33,898. Payroll Fund, $607.37. Total all funds, $663,292.32.
Support.
There's a motion by Ms. Abdo, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, to pay warrant number 18-01 for $603,292.32. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Tally?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Warrant number 18-01 will be paid.
Number 12 is adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe for adjournment. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. We are adjourned.